I think at a time when, unfortunately, the boundary between fact and fiction might be becoming more blurred in a way we never expected, storytellers might have to raise their voices. We need to talk about the dangers of losing our connection with the truth. We need to talk about the dangers of losing the public space as a space of coexistence that brings the diversity of people together. We need to talk about the dangers of polarization, tribalism, being divided into epistemic islands of people who don't even get their knowledge from the same sources. You know, this big epistemic gap that's opening up. And I think primarily what literature does, and has always done, is to rehumanize the other. Unfortunately, at times when there's a lot of extremist ideologies and narratives floating freely around, the other is always dehumanized. The definition of the other might change depending on the country, the context, but it's always dehumanized, whether it's women, whether it's LGBT community, whether it's people of color. And what stories do, I think, is to rehumanize those who have been dehumanized. That to me is incredibly important, because if the other is dehumanized, upon that fertile ground, one can sow the seeds of all kinds of racism and sexism and all kinds of discrimination, systematic discrimination. That is how it becomes possible once you stop associating, identifying, connecting with the other. So to me that's very important. But I think even more vital for me, there's something else. Of course, as a writer, as a novelist, I'm interested in stories, but I'm equally interested in silences. The things we cannot talk about, the things that keep us apart. And so there's a part of me that wants to say, why are we silent on that subject? You know, can we talk about these issues, political taboos, cultural taboos, sexual taboos, and to try to bring the periphery more towards the center, to make the invisible a little bit more visible, to make those who are unheard a bit more heard. And that too is something where we as storytellers can contribute, because those gaps, those silences matter tremendously.